Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. All right, so I'm talking this week about various occupations in the Bible. And if you missed yesterday I talked about a baker, though I kind of combined it with a chef. And there are two distinct occupations in the Bible. So if you caught me on that, whoops. But that's okay. Today, I've got a different occupation. Today, I want to talk about that of a hunter. Yes, there were hunters. Now, we go hunting. We can go hunting for deer in the mountains. We can go hunting for elk or whatever we may want to hunt. Myself, I'm really good at hunting Easter eggs. But anyway, let's set that aside for a moment. The job of a hunter in the Bible goes back to the very earliest pages. In Genesis, it talks about Nimrod being a great hunter. Though Nimrod to me sounds like somebody who's kind of dorky in some way, but a great hunter, Nimrod. Or you could look at Esau, who was called a skillful hunter, and they would go out and hunt for the food for their families and others to eat. And that is a legitimate profession in the Bible, a job, that of a hunter. Now, as a result, the idea of a hunt takes on special metaphorical usage in the Bible. It's something that's natural in the language. So King David can talk about how King Saul, I guess it's before David was king, how King Saul was hunting for David like he was a common animal. Or Ezekiel talks about hunting for souls. The idea of going out there and looking for souls. In Job, it talks about hunting for words. This idea of hunt is a biblical concept, but I want to use it to talk about something specific as regards to God. Because God, if we take that same metaphor, is a hunter. He hunts for you, and he hunts for me, and he hunts to try to gather in those who would follow him, who would be his people. And so this idea of God as a hunter is a wonderful metaphor because God wants to work through you and me. So if God's out there hunting for people to bring into his fold, it means as his helpers, you and I should be out hunting for the same. So how do we help God in his hunt for others? Well, first of all, you need to know your prey. You need to know what they like, where they graze, what they do. You've got to understand your prey if you're going to hunt. And that means we need to be in the hearts and minds of other people. We need to try and understand how they think, what's important to them, what's valuable to them. Because then the second thing we need to do is we need to become something that's attractive enough to where they're not repelled by us. You can't just walk up to a deer and say, hey, I'm here to hunt you, and expect the deer to say, oh, okay, gee, I'd love to become part of your deer herd or whatever it may be. Our daughter Rebecca found this stray dog where she's been walking her dog, and she really thought this was an incredible dog. She named the dog, but the dog was so nervous, he wouldn't let her near him. And so she would go every morning to hunt for this dog at this same park. And she'd find the dog, and the dog would get closer and closer and closer. And she wanted to rescue the dog. But to do it, she had to not just understand the dog, but understand his fears, and ultimately was able to coax him into letting her capture him and get him seen to, check for a chip, get him some vet care and all of this kind of stuff. Well, that's what God wants us to do, is to help him by capturing, hunting those that would respond to him. And that means as I live today, my video thought for today is, how can I be winsome? How can I be someone who is able to effectively hunt and reach out to others for God? That's going to change the way I talk. It's going to change the way I treat people. Heavens, it will change the way I drive. It will change a lot about me, because I want to be a good, effective hunter for my God, who's hunting for you and for me and for everyone with his omnipresent love for the world. So that's your video thought for the day. Another job coming up tomorrow.